Whoa, exciting video today. I'm hitting all kinds of flea markets and antique shops in Maine. First things first, bright and early, I'm going all the way up to Montswig, mid-coast, I guess, Maine, sort of mid-coast. I don't know where mid-coast begins, but it's not in the southern part of Maine, that's for sure. It's a 90-minute drive for me, so I'm up and at 'em bright and early, going all the way up there, and then I'm gonna work my way back down the coast, hit a couple antique shops and hit another flea market. Hey, let's see how I do. Let's see if I find anything worthwhile. Let's see if it's worth a whole day or half a day's worth of driving around. Let's do this. Okay, here I am. First things first, 5 in the morning, world famous Montswig. That's world famous in air quotes. Although, like all flea markets, they do exist on Google and people know about them. This I actually saw at the top secret flea market with my friend. That Hopalong Cassidy piece was there. Hard to imagine two have popped up recently. Interesting mix of stuff here though. Definitely, it's Wednesday. Definitely a lot of old stuff here. Some of it less old than others, but oh, what's that? Okay. Yeah, a lot of old stuff, a lot of mixed. Here's my buddy Evan.
There he is. Early bird gets the worm, Evan. How did I beat you here?
Yeah, the unveiling around cars. People like to crowd and see what's unveiling. Oh, here's my buddy Josh. Josh does the New Hampshire dealer show, which I'm going to go to next week. Excited to see him here. I usually buy something from him in Broomfield, and he told me he was coming up. One of the reasons I wanted to be here, I wanted to see his unveiling, see if I can't snag a couple things from Josh. Dealer and antique dealer / auctioneer from northern New Hampshire. Other people unveiling, always a good time to see it right as it comes out. That's why we're so crowded here first thing in the morning. This guy had some signs, some of them maybe not as old as others. Hint, hint, but definitely some old signs in there. I did not buy any of those signs, but always looking for signs, particularly wood signs. I prefer hand-painted wood signs, but again, the flea market had actually a good percentage of old stuff or vintage stuff. Even early glass, or not early glass, but bottles. I'm always looking for early antique bottles. So, and I do love Indian clubs. Oh my God, a beaver patch. I collect beaver things. That I did not buy the beaver patch though. Yeah, people crowd around during the unveilings, and flea markets are pretty cool because you get there. Say you get there like I did at 5 o'clock, and there's 6 dealers set up. But then by 7, there's 40 dealers set up, and they just sort of roll in one at a time, so you can all go crowd around and see them as they're unpacking. But when there's more than one person unpacking at the same time, you sort of have to either divide and conquer or just hope that you're there when the cool thing gets pulled out of the car first. This guy was pulling out some signs, had a big crowd. Guy was basically buying them as he took them out. These oyster cans are actually local to me back in Eastern Shore, Maryland, Delaware area. It's weird. You find a lot of cool oyster cans up here from my neck of the woods, and sometimes they'd be way under the money if it's a rare one, but most of them that I see up here are common. Those, I did not buy any of those. Here, some more early glass. I do like looking at early bottles. Flea market was cool. They let you it was like a giant circle of tables, but you could set up stuff in the middle of the aisle. Bathroom was quite a trek to the bathroom, through the woods. To the porta potties we go, way out there, a little bit of a trek, but they were clean. Yeah, you could set up, you had your tables on the side, then you also had a little space in the middle where you throw out some bigger things. Lewis Dairy, that is actually not pronounced Lewis, that is Lewis. That's close to my home as well. Here we are, here I go at the next flea market. This is Arundel. Arundel is open every day. This is more in the southern part of Maine. It's open every day. So by the time I got here, the unveilings had already happened, but sparse crowd on a Wednesday. Some early DVDs. Joke. But yeah, some early stuff here, some vintage stuff here. I did not buy anything at Arundel, but had to come back south anyway, so I figured I might as well stop and see what it's all about. This antique mall is right next to the flea market. It had some cool stuff, a lot of collectibles. Some actually nice comics in this case. I think priced accordingly, but if you're a collector, there's definitely some fun stuff in this case. You see a bunch of cases upstairs, whole aisles of cases. This guy had some really cool cards. Again, probably priced a little higher than eBay, but if you're looking to not have stuff shipped and you want to see it in person, they did have some cool cards. Not cheap enough for me. Video games. I don't really deal in video games, but I do sometimes look them up. Some fun stuff on that showcase. It looks like definitely a mix of vintage and collectibles and actual antiques in this mall. Mall is better than most, I think. I love this thing. I had to get it out to see the price. A little more than I wanted to spend, so I passed on it. Souvenir sign, probably from the 60s or 70s. Kind of a vintage, kitschy look. Not an awful price. Not enough money left in it for me. Probably wouldn't have bought it even to been $10 just because it's not really my thing. But yeah, this was a booth upstairs. Had some period country stuff, turn of the century country stuff. But yeah, from here I went to a shop further south. I've been in this shop a couple years ago. It's a house and there's a building out back full of stuff. A lot of early stuff in here. I kind of love this TV. TV had came with some print up right up about it. Yeah, some actual antiques, as they say, period stuff upstairs, period furniture, shiny lumber. I do not deal in shiny lumber. I do buy some lumber, but definitely has to have like a dry finish to it. These were cool. Do love the Skittles. It's early furniture, more early furniture. I love these things. Really popular decorators now, priced accordingly. Also a spotlight movie light, I guess. Again, popular probably decorators, I think, priced accordingly. Building out back, open like garage building, also full of, for the most part, period lumber, earlier lumber, but most of it too shiny for me, too big for me. I don't really like big stuff anyway, so, but I always take a quick gander to make sure there's nothing I can't live without. Onto the back building. Back building was where a couple years ago I bought a few things out of this back building. This vendor I actually know on Instagram. I'm blanking on her handle right now, but her name is Marna. She is, I believe, from this area. Really cool stuff. I'll post, maybe I'll flash her name up on video so you can check her out on Instagram if you want. Again, this is still her booth. Some full fun stuff, but nothing that I couldn't live without. From there, I went on to the York Antique Mall. York's Antique Gallery, I'm sorry, the fancy gallery, yes. 4 floors. This is cool. This is actually similar to something I have that I'm going to put out at New Hampshire Antiques Week. Ship half hauls, carved heads. I do have a thing for carved heads. This one seemed to be priced all of the money, or even more of the money. Kind of a cool painting of a kid crying, I guess. Window sign. It's a big place. It's like 3 floors plus this like half floor in the front. I've had these before. These homemade traffic stop signs. Crossing guard signs. I've owned 2 of them. The first one sold really easy. The second one did not sell that easily. Icon, early icon. This is, I think, on the 2nd floor. Some period glass. Cool trencher. Not where I want it to be price-wise, but cool trencher. Looked like original paint. This booth had some funky, cool stuff. I actually bought one thing out of this booth, but I was really tempted by this hat mold that was carved into like a face. I think it had money left in it, but not enough to really justify it. This painting, if you kind of didn't mind the wear, it was definitely cheap. Sticker right on the painting. This was cool. That needed to be mounted. I think that would be a cool, it's early toy, made into early toy that's sort of worn down in the meat surface. This booth also had early historical flask. Again, not cheap enough for me to buy for resale, but always appreciate seeing them. This thing was cool. Big dealer discount on it, but I couldn't really figure it out. I don't think I can make money on it, but it was kind of a cool, funky thing. This shop probably has, if any shop I've ever been in Maine, probably has the most interesting stuff, although typically not, I think, wholesale, but still the most interesting thing. These were neat. Kind of dug those. Yeah, I always look at Targets. I've owned a bunch of them over the years. Game board looked neat, better from afar than up close, I believe. Early jugs, early saw glaze. Yeah, multiple floors all the way down. Cool place. Another cheap painting that they put the sticker right on the painting. I don't know what that's all about, but maybe on the edge of the painting. More Indian clubs. I've actually owned a couple of these over the years. I do dig Indian clubs, but They had to be folkier than that to really catch my eye now, but I still look at them for some reason. More game boards. This one looked real to me, but a lot of money. That one I didn't like as much, but I did like the cat hook rug. But again, not something I thought I could resell, but it's a cool cat hook rug. And here are my purchases for the day, my load. My buys from the Maine Flea Market. All in, all total. 7 things. First buy was this Oddfellows painted. Has an electrical cord, which I took out. Funky little thing. Folds open. For some reason, homemade's a little light. Kind of full, cool. First buy there, 30 bucks. Kind of liked it. Second buy, my buddy Evan pointed this out to me. Painted fungus. A little rough, but kind of an earlier one. You see a lot of later ones. This one's kind of early. This will probably be a gift to my girlfriend. She likes those things.
The clock has started.
Bought these 3 from Josh Steenberg. He was one of the busy guys I was standing around. Pinball games, I'm actually putting together a collection of those to hang on a wall. That one's got a lot of good graphics. Neat lighthouse painting. This is possibly gonna go to my girlfriend as well. Unsure as of yet. Portland. Can't quite see it there. Helps if I focus. All this information on the back. Portland Light, Elizabeth, Maine. Kind of neat thing. This little nut bolt tool cupboard, kind of neat. Nice look to it. From there we went down to, this is the Columbia House. I don't know what that place is called now that I'm not looking at the sign, but yeah. Wasn't a lot of money, kind of cheap, $13.50. But yeah, for scoring pool or whatever, billiards, kind of neat thing. Here's my other 2 purchases. Completely forgot to film these. Flipped the cat at the New Hampshire show I did, the Deerfield show. And then this other thing was a mouse trap, really neat thing, kind of sculptural. It sold right away on Instagram. I posted it, I think the next day after getting back from this flea market. My buys from the York Antique Gallery. Slide top box that does open up. Hard to do with one hand. This is coffee, sugar, the holes, the numbers. Not sure what it was exactly, but it's kind of neat. Cost me $61 after the 10% off. Pair of painted discs. I'm a track and field guy anyway, but I love the outsider art feel to these. Not cheap, like 110 I guess, 116 together. No discount unfortunately, but I think really cool things. I don't know, really kind of digging them. Okay, so yeah, like half a day's worth of work driving around, up and out and bright and early. Used a little bit of gas, but I bought a pretty good pile of stuff, I think. I'm really happy with what I bought, and I hope to do well with it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the stuff I bought and what you think of shopping in Maine. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to see all my other antique video journey and see how I'm making a living doing this. Anyway, thanks for watching.